In this video, I'm going to talk about what people mean when they say your website is your shop window. And then I'm also going to say that I actually completely disagree with that. And I'm going to talk about why I feel that websites are really in decline and the future death of websites, in my opinion, and what to do about it if you're a B2B company that wants to grow their business. You want inbound revenue, you want companies coming to you and working with you. What to do instead of working on your website. So that's what I want to talk about. And I know what people mean when they say your website is your shop window, because what they're saying is it gives a little bit of an insight into your company. People can learn more about who you are, who you've worked with, all of those kinds of things. But the problem with that is nowadays, that isn't your shop window, okay? I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but people are not coming to your website and hanging out on your website for the most part. And you can probably relate to this. A lot of the companies I speak to, a lot of the B2B companies I speak to, they take 6 months redesigning their website. It's probably a very expensive process. They might spend 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 plus to redesign their website. And they come up with this great brand messaging and blah, 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 blah. And it doesn't have an impact on their growth, like their marketing and sales. Their website might look amazing, but it doesn't directly impact their marketing and sales. And the reason for that is that people are not coming to your website generally. People are not hanging out necessarily on your website. And so I'm going to argue today that your shop window is actually your social media content, which is where people are actually hanging out. That's where people first discover you. That's where people learn about how you see the world. That's where you can share your message into the marketplace. And more importantly, that's where you can then test ideas and you can figure out what people really resonate with. And then that can become your website. But if we continue on with the analogy about the shop window and the shop analogy, in that example, I would say that the website is actually probably more like your checkout. It's just the place where people come after they already know about you and they're taking that next step. So I'll give you an example. This is our website, which is pretty simple. When we launched this business, by the way, we had literally no website. We just had one landing page with a video and a button to book a call. And that was literally it. We've since layered in other things, but my opinion is that the direction of travel for B2B companies over the longer term is that they'll have very, very simple websites that are just designed to capture the demand that they built up on other platforms. So this is our website currently. We have a homepage which has a little bit of information about how we see the world and our kind of thesis about the difference between marketing and growth. We have a page here which goes into all of our case studies and testimonials and great examples of all the companies that we've worked with. And we have a page which breaks down our growth protocol. So it's a long video which kind of goes end to end on how we grow companies and the process that we follow. You can watch that for free there. And then we have our building in public section, which is really our blog. And then we have a booker strategy session. So this as a shop window is pretty bare. Like there's not a lot going on here. We only have a handful of pages. I actually see a world where this probably gets refined down to maybe just one page, to be perfectly honest, but that's a whole other conversation. And I'm going to argue that our shop window in our business is actually our social media content. So for example, this is my profile on LinkedIn. We post on a couple of platforms. So we post quite a bit on LinkedIn. We also post quite a bit on YouTube, and you might be watching this video on one of those two platforms. And in my opinion, that is our shop window. So for example, this post is a post about the difference between doing marketing and growing. And it's a short video recorded on a podcast more than a year ago now. You can see my fashion sense hasn't changed much since then. And this is the shop window because it's putting our ideas out into the world and people are seeing with them. And the great thing is that people are really resonating with them. So a lot of people have seen this. People are commenting. People are, getting into discussions about it, et cetera, et cetera. And so this is our shop window. And then basically when someone is more ready to hear from us, or they want to book a consult with us, or they want to get in touch with us, that's when they come to the website and they scroll through, they look at some of our case studies, and then they go ahead and they book in a call with us, and they have a free one-on-one session with me. We talk about their business and we help them grow, and so on and so on. But if I was relying on our website being the shop window, there just wouldn't be enough people seeing us, right? There's just not enough people coming to this website. And I can literally show you in analytics here. So this is our website analytics, okay? In the last 30 days, we've had literally less than 1,000 web visitors to our website. And most of them are going on either our homepage or our case studies page or on our book a call page, basically. Those are the three primary places they go, and the growth protocol breakdown page. Versus, let me show you this on LinkedIn. In the last 30 days, we've had nearly 500,000 impressions in the last 30. Well, this is actually 28 days. So my guess is that the last 30 days is probably over 500,000 in impressions. So that's like a 500 times increase on the number of eyeballs that we're getting. And so you can start to see, and these are the posts that they're seeing. So a breakdown of our growth process. We've got a couple of different videos, a video about the difference between building demand versus generating leads, something about marketing and growth, an example of, companies we've worked with, et cetera, et cetera. So there's literally 500 times more people are seeing my LinkedIn content than us and are actually going to our website. And that's just one platform, bear in mind. So that doesn't consider platforms like YouTube and any other channels out there. So what's the takeaway of this for your business as a B2B business? Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help you rethink how you see marketing and growth. And so the biggest takeaway for me, in my opinion, if you're a B2B company, is focus less on your website. You want to be relatively happy with it, and you want it to convert well. Like, you want a good percentage of people who land on the website to end up becoming, being captured, becoming a lead, becoming a booked call, signing up for your software solution, whatever that is. So that's what you want to optimize for on your website. But then use social media platforms like LinkedIn as your shop window. So that's where you want to share your ideas with the world. That's where you want to share your insights and your unique perspective. And be conscious of that being your shop window. Like, this is the first touch point that people are having with you. And so make it good. Don't make it necessarily perfect in terms of production value and all that kind of stuff, but make it good in terms of the message that you're sharing with the marketplace. And then the beautiful part about that is you're going to see in platform what people resonate with. You're going to see what people engage with. You're going to see what leads to those conversations happening in your DMs and so on and so forth. And then you can use that information to optimize your website longer term. So that's my recommendation. If you're a B2B company and you're struggling to get your customers to your website, struggling to get them to come to you, then I would say go out and reach out to them and reach them where they are, which is going to be social media platforms. And I think I'm going to make a future prediction here that the website for B2B companies will no longer be a thing in a couple of years' time. Maybe let's say 5 years. It's going to be my prediction. Most companies will just have a really simple website like this. It'll be one page with a kind of one pager of what they do, who they can help, how they help them, and then a button which will be the next step. That's my prediction. We're actually in the process as a company of running some experiments around this to test different ideas and see what generates the best results overall. One of the exciting things for our partners and all of our audience, people who follow us, is that we love to use our business like a science experiment, and then we basically share the ideas with the marketplace. So often I tend to be a little bit ahead of where the rest of the market is in that sense. So maybe the 5-year prediction is a bit ambitious, but we're going to keep pushing the needle on this and keep testing ideas and then sharing them with you, our audience. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. And if you do want to speak with me directly, you can always book in a call with us here on our website, or you can message me on LinkedIn or comment on YouTube, and I'll reply to you there. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.